A warm welcome to all the very smart students watching out this video. I hope you all are doing great. In previous session we have already started the concept of dividend policy. In dividend policy we have seen the basics of dividend ki dividend kya hota hai and what are the forms and formats of distributing the dividend. After that, in previous session we had seen different theories of dividend, and accordingly the theories were classified into two broad groups, that is relevance and the other one irrelevance. In relevance we have seen that dividend and share prices are directly related. I repeat, as per the relevance theory, the current market price of the shares was directly connected, was directly related to the dividend which would be received in the future years. Okay, so in that we have seen one model, that is Walters model, we have successfully completed. And now today in this session we will check out the Gordon's model. See, as I told you earlier, Walters model and the Gordon's model both are more or less similar. वॉल्टर्स मॉडल जो कहता है वही गॉर्डन का मॉडल भी कहता है. द ओनली थिंग इज दैट देयर इज अ थिन लाइन ऑफ डिफरेंस बिटवीन वॉल्टर्स मॉडल एंड द गॉर्डन्स मॉडल. बेसिक प्रिंसिपल रिमेन्स द सेम. वॉल्टर्स मॉडल वाज सेइंग कि द करंट मार्केट प्राइस क्या था, इट वाज डिपेंडेंट ऑन द प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ द डिविडेंड, है ना. हमने डी अपॉन के ई लिया था. ओके, एंड क्या किया था हमने, जो रिटेन्ड अर्निंग थी यानी कि E माइनस डी को अपन ने रेट ऑफ रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट से मल्टीप्लाई किया था, फिर उसको कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी से डिवाइड किया था. तो इसका मतलब एज पर वॉल्टर्स मॉडल व्हाट वी डिड, हमने डिविडेंड का प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ले लिया एंड जो रिटेन्ड अर्निंग था उस पे जो रिटर्न आने वाला था उसका प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ले लिया एंड दोनों को सम अप कर लिया. तो we arrived at the figure of the current market price of the share. Okay, this was all about the Walters model. Now let's check out the Gordon's model. And guys, if you have understood the Walters model, then in that scenario Gordon's model would be very simple for you to understand. Okay, because as the basic assumptions and basic logic behind the Gordon's model is same as that was in Walters model. In fact, I would say Gordon's model has gone one step ahead of the Walters model. जो वॉल्टर्स मॉडल के अंदर जो शॉर्टकमिंग्स थे ना, वो गॉर्डन्स मॉडल ने कवर अप किए. तो लेट्स चेक आउट अनदर थ्योरी व्हिच कंटेन्स दैट द डिविडेंड्स आर रिलेवेंट इज द गॉर्डन्स मॉडल. This model which opines that dividend policy of a firm affects its value of the share and the firm is based on the following assumption. So my dear friends, what are the assumptions for Gordon model? गॉर्डन मॉडल के assumptions क्या है? तो फर्स्ट assumption is कि the firm is an all equity firm. I repeat, the firm is an all equity firm. This assumption was not there in Walters model. यहाँ पे गॉर्डन में नया assumption है ये एक, कि जो फर्म है इट्स एन ऑल इक्विटी फर्म, मतलब फर्म कोई लोन नहीं लेता है. देयर इज नो डेब्ट, जीरो डेट फर्म है. Secondly, there is no outside financing and all investments are financed exclusively by retained earning. बत्ती जली, yes sir, this is as control C control V of Walters model. In Walters model also we have taken the same assumption कि firm is not taking any external finance, firm is not taking any loans, firm is not issuing any fresh equity shares. Okay, so the only source of finance for the firm was the retained earning. And what do you mean by retained earning, sir? The earning per share less dividend paid equals to retained earning. Okay, and the third assumption is R, internal rate of return remains constant, copy paste, yes. And the fourth one is cost of capital, that is K, is of the firm also remains same regardless of the change in the risk complexion of the firm. मतलब क्या कहता है सर कि जीरो डेट फर्म है. सेकेंडली, सारा जो भी फाइनेंस का रिक्वायरमेंट इट वुड बी फुलफिल्ड बाय द रिटेन्ड अर्निंग. थर्ड वन इज द रेट ऑफ रिटर्न ऑन द इन्वेस्टमेंट इज दैट इज R, would remain constant. Fourth one is cost of capital, that is cost of equity capital or cost of capital, or the return that the investment would fetch, would be expecting from the company, that is K, would also remain constant. Okay. Next, the firm derives its earning in perpetuity. Again, the last assumption in the Walters model was that the company would be in the business for a long time, for a long period of time, and this is the fifth assumption is the same, that is the firm derives its earnings in perpetuity, means firm would be earning for a long period of time. The retention ratio, this is something new, but the retention ratio, that is B, once decided upon is constant, thus the growth rate of the firm is also constant. See my dear friends, what is happening, ki company is earning some amount of money, company is earning some profit, and if we are dividing that profit by the number of shares, what we are getting, earning per share, we would get the earning per share. And in Walters model we have denoted it by the term E, by the alphabet E. So what is E? E is the earning, E is the total earning which we have earned. Okay. After that we have paid some dividend, we were paying some dividend, and we have denoted the dividend by the letter D. Okay. So basically my dear friends, what is happening, कि we are earning and we are denoting it by E. For example, we have earned rupees 100. For example, we have earned rupees 100. Okay, and now we are paying dividend of, for example, say rupees 30 rupees. For example, we are paying rupees 30 dividend. So what would be the retained earning? What would be the retained earning? A retained earning would be, we have earned rupees 100, paid we have paid rupees 30 as dividend, we have paid rupees 30 as dividend. So finally the retained earning, what is remaining in our hand is rupees 50, is rupees 70. Okay, so rupees 70 is the retained earning. And what does this assumption say? This assumption is saying कि the retention ratio once decided upon is constant. So what is the retention ratio in this case? The retention ratio is, we are retaining rupees 70 out of rupees 100. So our retention ratio is 70%. I repeat, our retention ratio is 70%. Check it out once again. We have earned rupees 100, we have paid rupees 30 as dividend. So what is our retained earning? 100 minus 30, that is 70 rupees is our retained earning. 70 rupees is our retained earning. And what would be the retention ratio then? 70 divided by 100 would be, that is 70% is our retention ratio. And once this retention ratio has been decided, it would remain constant forever. Yes, I repeat, once this retention ratio has been decided, it would remain constant forever. Okay, it once decided upon, it would be constant. Thus the firm rate of growth is also constant. Oh my god, what is this then? They are saying that once the retention ratio is constant, then the growth rate would also remain constant. Don't you think so? It's correct? Yes, it's absolutely correct, sir. Go down to Walters model. Check out the formula for the Walters model. In Walters model, what we have seen, that D plus R by cost of equity into E minus D upon cost of equity. So just check what I am highlighting. See. E means it's our earning less D. E में से D निकाला तो it is retained earning, isn't it? It is retained earning. मतलब 100 minus 30, that is 70. 70 is our retained earning. And now what we were doing, we were multiplying it by R. I repeat, we were multiplying the retained earning with the R. R is the rate of return on investment. तो अल्टीमेटली व्हाट विल हैपन, फर्म के पास पैसा कितना बचा है, फर्म ने अगर 100 रुपए कमाया, 30 रुपीज का डिविडेंड दिया, तो अल्टीमेटली हमारे पास मतलब कंपनी के पास कितना बचा है? कंपनी इज हैविंग ओनली रुपीज 70. ओके, कंपनी इज हैविंग ओनली रुपीज 70. एंड व्हाट कंपनी विल डू? कंपनी विल इमीडिएटली इन्वेस्ट इट, है ना? कंपनी विल इमीडिएटली यूज इट एज अ फाइनेंस इन इट्स बिजनेस. जो 70 रुपया बचा है कंपनी उसे बिजनेस में यूज कर लेंगी, और 70 रुपए कंपनी बिजनेस में लेती है तो वो 70 रुपीज से इनकम कितना जनरेट होगा, इनकम वुड बी इनटू आर, दैट इज रेट ऑफ रिटर्न, द अर्निंग्स वुड बी इनटू आर, दैट इज रेट ऑफ रिटर्न, है ना। तो अल्टीमेटली कंपनी की ग्रोथ क्या हुई, व्हाट वुड बी द ग्रोथ ऑफ द कंपनी, जितना पैसा कंपनी ने घर में रखा और उस पे जो पैसा कमाया, तो कंपनी ने घर में कितना रखा, 70 रुपीज कंपनी ने अपने पास रखा और उस पे कितना अर्न किया, इनटू रेट ऑफ रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट। सो कैन आई से कि जो रिटेन अर्निंग है उसको इफ वी आर मल्टीप्लाइंग इट बाय द रेट ऑफ रिटर्न, तो इट वुड बी द ग्रोथ, it would be the growth. Yes, it's quite obvious कि जो पैसा हमने एज इन द फॉर्म ऑफ रिटेन अर्निंग रख लिया है वो पैसे से ही तो हम ग्रोथ करेंगे ना। सी माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, व्हाट इज नीडेड फॉर ग्रोथ, पैसा, फिनांस, एंड पैसा कहाँ से ले रहे हैं, वी आर टेकिंग फंड्स फ्रॉम द रिटेन अर्निंग, वी आर यूटिलाइजिंग फंड्स फ्रॉम द रिटेन अर्निंग। तो रिटेन अर्निंग पे जो रिटर्न आ रहा है, I repeat, the return which we are earning on the retained earning would be our growth, would be our growth, isn't it? Say yes or no, isn't it? If the concept is clear, give a big thumbs up. If you are understanding, then give a big thumbs up. If you are understanding, then give a big thumbs up. And if you have any query, then just post it in the comment section. If you have any query, then simply post it in the comment section. Okay. Yes sir, that's clear for us. Okay, the third one is cost of equity is greater than G. Cost of equity would be greater than G, and corporate taxes do not exist. Retention ratio is always less than 1. It's quite obvious na कि we are earning 100 rupees for example, and what would be the figure of dividend, either it would be 100 maximum or it would be 0 minimum. If it's 100, then 100 minus 100, it's coming down to 0. So 0 by 100, it's again 0, means it's the retention ratio is less than 1. And if we are not paying any dividend, then 100 minus 0, it would be 100, then the retention ratio would be 1%. So my dear friend, the assumption which we are taking is the retention ratio would always be less than 1. The retention ratio would always be less than 1 in our scenario. Okay, now let's check out the formula for the Gordon model. The formula for the Gordon model is price, P means the price of the equity share is equals to E means the earning into 1 minus B. E means the earning into 1 minus B upon cost of equity minus BR, upon cost of equity minus BR. Can I say the numerator, can we simplify the numerator as E means the earnings, into 1 minus B. And what is B? What is B? B is the retention ratio. If we simplify this, so it would be E minus E into B, minus E minus E into B. And for in our example what we did, we have taken the earnings as rupees 100, so E was 100 minus again E is 100. And for example retention ratio, what we took the retention ratio was 70%, retention ratio was 70%, so into 70%. Okay, if we solve this forward, it would be something like this. So the formula for the Gordon's model is E into 1 minus B upon cost of equity minus B into R. Okay, formula for the Gordon's model is P equals to E into 1 minus B upon cost of equity upon cost of equity minus BR. Okay, E denotes earning per share, B denotes retention ratio or percentage of earning, or 1 minus payout ratio. Yes, we can say that 1 minus payout ratio. Now 1 minus B, it would be dividend payout ratio. 1 minus B would be dividend payout ratio. Can we say this 1 minus B, it is dividend payout ratio? है ना, it was coming 100 minus 70, 100 minus 70 equals to 30 was the dividend. So can we say 1 minus b is the dividend payout ratio? Yes, we can say 1 minus 1 minus b is the dividend payout ratio. So ultimately, can I say e into 1 minus b, that is the numerator, would be the dividend? It would be the dividend, it would be the amount of dividend. Can I say this? Say yes or no. Can I say this? See, b is the retention ratio. Okay, b is the retention ratio. Once we simplify this, what we get? E minus e into b. E was rupees 100 minus 100 into 70%, that is 100 minus 70. So ultimately, what we were getting 30. And what is 30? 30 is the amount of dividend. 30 is the amount of dividend. So my dear friends, just remember, b is the retention ratio, 1 minus b would be the dividend payout ratio, 1 minus b would then be the dividend payout ratio. Ke, again ke remains the same, cost of capital, that is capitalization rate. कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल, दैट इज कैपिटलाइजेशन रेट, कि भैया जी कम से कम इतना तो इनकम जनरेट होना ही चाहिए, कि कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल, भैया जी कम से कम इतना अर्निंग तो जनरेट, इतना रिटर्न तो जनरेट होना ही चाहिए. बी आर, व्हाट वुड बी देन, व्हाट वुड बी द बी आर, व्हाट वुड बी द बी आर? ग्रोथ रेट. बी वॉज द रिटेंशन रेशियो, जो पैसा हमारे फर्म में रह गया है, डी, उसको हमने आर से मल्टीप्लाइड किया, मतलब रेट ऑफ रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट से मल्टीप्लाई किया, तो ये क्या हुआ? ग्रोथ रेट ना. बी मतलब रिटेंशन रेशियो, और उसको हमने आर से मल्टीप्लाई किया, तो ये हमारा ग्रोथ रेट हुआ. 100 में से 30 रुपए का डिविडेंड दिया, घर में बचा कितना? घर में बचा कितना? 70. अब ये जो अर्निंग, जो ग्रोथ होने वाला है, ये 70 के भरोसे ही तो होने वाला है ना, ये 70 ही तो ग्रो होने वाले हैं. सो बी आर, दैट इज द ग्रोथ रेट. बी आर वुड बी द ग्रोथ रेट. ओके, isn't it very simple? Yes sir, it's very simple. The model is also referred to as a dividend capitalization model. Mark it as important, write it here. Gordon's model is also known as the dividend capitalization model. Dividend capitalization model. Do you want the justification for this? Do you want any justification for this? No sir. Why no? It's quite simple na sir. E1 minus b was the dividend payout ratio, and when we are multiplying the earnings by the dividend payout ratio, it would be the dividend. It would be the dividend. So dividend payout ratio was coming down to 30, and E was 100. E was 100, तो 100 को 30 से मल्टीप्लाई किया, तो इट वॉज कमिंग डाउन टू 30. एंड 30 क्या है? 30 इज द डिविडेंड. 30 क्या है? 30 इज द डिविडेंड ना. 30 इज द डिविडेंड. So that's why this model is also known as dividend capitalization model. So my dear friends, in the question, what the examiner will do, examiner will use the name dividend capitalization model. Examiner will use the name dividend capitalization model, and then accordingly you have to apply the Gordon's model. What students generally do, generally students get confused. वो वॉल्टस का मॉडल लगा देंगे, या मोदी गिलानी मिलर्स अप्रोच लगा देंगे, या गॉर्डन मॉडल होता है, ये ध्यान में नहीं आता है. लेकिन रौनक सर, आपने पढ़ा है तो हम भूलेंगे नहीं, बिकॉज रौनक सर आपने हमें फॉर्मूला नहीं रटवाया है, आपने इसका लॉजिक बताया. डिविडेंड कैपिटलाइजेशन मॉडल क्यों कहते हैं रौनक सर इसको, ये आपने 1 by 1 डाइसेक्शन करके हमें बताया. ओके, इट्स ऑल्सो नोन एज डिविडेंड कैपिटलाइजेशन मॉडल. ओके, and one more thing, this model was not only derived by the Gordon, Graham and Dodd, Myron Gordon. Gordon was not only the person who derived the Gordon theory, who derived the Gordon model. Gordon took the help of Graham as well, and many other people. Okay, the model considers the growth rate of the firm to be the product of its retention ratio and its rate of return. This thing also we have seen the growth rate, G. growth rate मतलब G को हमने कैसे derive किया था? B into R, है ना. So as per this model, what is the growth rate? So as per this model, the growth rate would be the retention ratio into the rate of return. as per this model, the growth rate would be the retention ratio I into rate of return. My dear friends, if you watch this lecture 2 times 3 times on YouTube now, then it would be more than sufficient for you. आपको पूरा theory फिर से read करते नहीं बैठना है. The only thing is just watch this lecture once at the speed of 1. Second time when you would be watching this lecture ना, तो make the speed as 1.5. You can watch the session, you can watch the video at speed of 1.5 and it would be fine for you. अगर आप 1.5 1.25 पे भी देखते हो तो आपका पूरा रिवीजन जल्दी से हो जाएगा. ओके, सो एटलीस्ट 2 टाइम्स तो भी आपको ये लेक्चर्स देखने हैं. आई रिपीट, एटलीस्ट 2 टाइम्स आपको ये लेक्चर्स पूरे देखने हैं. The capitalization model projects that the dividend division has a bearing on the market price of the shares. यही बात है, that's why it is known as the relevance model. relevance model ही तो कहता है ना कि जो dividend है, dividend का और share price का कुछ relationship है. That's it ना. That's what the relevance theory speaks. And now the beautiful conclusion. Now the beautiful conclusion, control C, control V, that was used in, which was used in the Walters model. क्या था हमारा कि if R is greater than K, I repeat, if rate of return on investment is greater than the cost of equity, if rate of return on investment is greater than the cost of equity, क्या करना चाहिए? Quickly comment, I won't say. रौनक सर नहीं बताएंगे, जल्दी आपको बताना है कि rate, if the rate of return is greater than the cost of equity, what will happen? Shall we pay 100% dividend? Or shall we pay 0% dividend? What would be the optimal dividend policy? What should be the optimum dividend policy? What should be the optimum dividend policy if the rate of return is greater than the cost of equity? Sir, it's quite simple. If the rate of return on investment is greater than the cost of equity, then we should pay zero dividend. Zero dividend, dividend नहीं देना है सर, है ना. जब हम पैसा घर में रख के ज्यादा इनकम जनरेट कर सकते हैं तो हम इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर को क्यों देंगे, है ना. इफ आर इज ग्रेटर देन की तो हमें डिविडेंड नहीं देना है, जीरो डिविडेंड. एंड इफ के इज ग्रेटर देन आर और से इफ आर इज लेस देन के तो हम क्या करेंगे? 100% डिविडेंड. पूरा पैसा वुड बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ डिविडेंड. If R is less than K, 100% dividend, पूरा पैसा would be distributed in the form of dividend. And अगर if R is equals to K, if R is equals to K, then there is no optimum dividend policy. आपको जो करना है करो, the share price would remain constant. The share price would remain constant. And if you remember this chart, the conclusion is the same. कंक्लूजन इज द सेम. ये जो चार्ट बता रहा है यही है कंक्लूजन, है ना. जहाँ R was equals to K, so the share price was coming to 80 80 80, है ना. So in the if R is equals to K, then there would be any optimum dividend policy. Whereas if R was greater than K, if the R was greater than K, the price of the share was highest when the dividend payout ratio was minimum. Whereas when we were paying high dividend, I repeat, when we were paying high dividend, the share price was the lowest. When we paid the highest dividend, share price was the lowest, that is rupees 90. And when R was less than cost of equity, the share price was maximum when we paid the maximum dividend. Okay, isn't it? The conclusion remains the same as we have seen in the Gordon Walters model. Okay, so now let's check out one illustration on the Gordon's model. Determine the market price of a share given cost of equity 11% is given, earning 20% is given, rate of return 12%, 11%, 10% are given, and the market price be determined if various retention ratio has been given to us. So what we will do? Shall we solve one by one, or shall we draw one table like this? Shall we draw one table like this, or we should solve one by one only? Okay, if you are saying we should draw the table like this, so just draw one table and try to solve ahead of me. Draw the table and try to solve ahead of me. ओके जो टेबल ड्रॉ कर लिया है सभी ने. ओके लेट्स चेक आउट. आई वुड बी सॉल्विंग हियर इटसेल्फ. सो लेट्स चेक आउट द इलस्ट्रेशन 1. व्हाट इज द इलस्ट्रेशन 1? It's they are saying ki, first we will write the formula. First we will copy the formula. The formula is P equals to E into 1 minus B. Formula is P equals to E into 1 minus B upon cost of equity minus BR. Okay. So let's check out the first thing. How we will draw the format? B का value we will take, or let's take okay. Here we will take the value of B, that is 90%, 60%, and the 30%. 90%, 60%, and 30%. Okay, let's take the first thing. First we will take retention ratio as 12%. Let's take the retention ratio as 12%. Okay. Okay, if we are taking retention ratio as 12%, what would be the answer? Earning is rupees 20. 1 minus B is coming down to 90%. Okay, upon K, what is the value of K given? 11%, that is 0.11, minus again B. What is B? It's 0.9 into R. What is R? It's 0.12. So let's check it out, solve this. 1 minus 90%, it's coming down to 0.1. 0.1 into 20, 0.1 into 20, it's coming down to 2. 0.1 into 20, it's coming down to 2 upon 0.11 minus 0.0108. 0.11 minus 0.0108. 0.0108. Okay, so 2 divided by 0.11 minus 0.0108. So it's coming down to rupees 1000. Okay, rest all you have to solve as the homework. अगर कोई illustration नहीं ध्यान में आता है तो आप कमेंट करिए, I will solve it for you. Okay, check out the second illustration. If we are taking the value of B as 60%, rest everything remains the same. Earning was 20. 1 minus 60% upon 0.11 minus 0.6 into 0.12 है ना. R is 12%. So 1 minus 60, that is 40%. So 40% into 20, it's coming down to 8 upon 0.11 minus 0.6 into 0.12, 0.072, 0.07. Take on the calculator and find the figure. Take the values on the calculator and find the answer. It's coming down to 210. 210.52. The third situation is the retention ratio is 30%. So what we will do, 20 into 1 minus 30%. 20 into 1 minus 30% upon 0.11 minus 0.30 into 0.12. So 1 minus 30%, that is 70. So 20 minus 70%, 20 into 70%, it's coming down to 14. 14 upon 0.11 minus 0.036, minus 0.036. Take the values on the calculator and find out the answer. The answer is coming down to 189. Answer is coming down to 189. So can we say कि when the rate of return, that is 12, is greater than the cost of equity, that is 11, in that scenario we should pay less dividend, that is retention ratio must be the maximum. सीधी सी बात है, जहां पे R is greater than cost, जहां पे rate of return on the investment is greater than the cost of capital, हमने क्या करना चाहिए, कम से कम डिविडेंड पे करना चाहिए. तो कम से कम डिविडेंड पे करना, इसी का तो मतलब है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा रिटेन करना. तो हमने ज्यादा से ज्यादा कितना रिटेन किया, वी हैव रिटेन 90%. We have retained the 90%. So see, the value is maximum and we are having the retention ratio the highest, है ना. जब हमने ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा रिटेन किया तब हमारा शेयर का वैल्यू बिकेम मैक्सिमम. इज इट क्लियर? यस. नाउ टेक द वैल्यू ऑफ आर, टेक द वैल्यू ऑफ आर एज 11%. टेक द वैल्यू ऑफ आर एज 11%. So now in this case what would be the scenario? R is equals to K. Since R is equals to K, the value, the share price would remain constant. Share price would remain constant in all the three scenarios. The share price would be the same. Let's check out. If you are not getting this answer, let's check out. I would suggest just pause the video and try to solve it on yourself. 20 minus 190 upon cost of capital is 11% minus retention ratio is 90% and the retained earning is 0.11. So what would be the answer? 2 upon 0.11 minus 0.099. So take the figures on the calculator and check out the answer. The answer is coming down to 181, 181.82. Rest two illustrations you have to solve and you must be knowing कि जहाँ पे रिटेंशन रेशियो 60 आ रहा है वहाँ पे भी हमारा शेयर का प्राइस यही आएगा. जो थर्ड है यहाँ पे भी हमारा शेयर का प्राइस यही आएगा. सो व्हेन R is equals to cost of equity, देयर इज नो ऑप्टिमम डिविडेंड पॉलिसी. आप कितना भी पे करो, कितना भी रिटेन कर लो, शेयर के प्राइस पे कोई भी इम्पैक्ट नहीं है. देयर वोंट बी एनी इम्पैक्ट ऑन द शेयर प्राइसेस. इज इट क्लियर? Isn't it? Is it clear? Yes. Now the third thing, we will take R less than cost of equity. That is, we would take R equals to 10%. जहाँ पे R is less than cost of equity, in this scenario हमारा शेयर का प्राइस मैक्सिमम कहाँ आएगा? क्विकली कमेंट, क्विकली कमेंट, क्विकली कमेंट. जहाँ पे R का वैल्यू इज लेस देन कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी, हमारे शेयर का प्राइस मैक्सिमम कहाँ आने वाला है? शेयर का प्राइस मैक्सिमम कहाँ आने वाला है? क्विकली कमेंट. जहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा डिविडेंड है, सबसे ज्यादा डिविडेंड मतलब सबसे कम रिटेंशन रेशियो है. जहां सबसे ज्यादा डिविडेंड है मतलब जहां कम से कम रिटेंशन रेशियो है. ओके, इज इट क्लियर? या. एंड द कंक्लूजन रिमेन्स द सेम कि when the normal capitalization rate is less than the actual capitalization rate, मतलब जहां पे R is greater than cost of capital, तो जीरो डिविडेंड. क्या करेंगे? जीरो डिविडेंड. और जहां पे कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल इज मोर देन द रेट ऑफ रिटर्न, 100% डिविडेंड. वहां पे क्या करेंगे? 100% डिविडेंड. ओके, सो गाइज दिस वॉज ऑल अबाउट द गॉर्डन्स मॉडल. आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड. अगर कोई भी डाउट्स या डिफिकल्टी है तो यू कैन व्हाट्सएप मी एनी टाइम ऑन दी अंडर मेंशन नंबर. And guys, to get the free MCQ notes you have to follow me on the telegram channel, that is CA रौनक अग्रवाल. आपको CS एग्जीक्यूटिव के सारे टॉपिक्स के MCQ नोट्स मिल जाएंगे. ओके, सो हियर आई एम योर फ्रेंड CA रौनक अग्रवाल साइनिंग ऑफ. टेक केयर, लव यू ऑल, बाय बाय. एंड अगर सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो जल्द से जल्द सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए. बाय बाय.